Hey guys, Mars Thinking here, bringing another Dragon Ball Z Dokkan battle video. And so as you may have probably seen earlier today, I mean this was released 2 AM UK time, so your boy was sound asleep 12 hours ago technically this came out. But we're going to talk about some stuff that went on in this if you haven't seen it, but not just that, of course, add my thoughts to it as well. So I'm having it play in the background here just so we can see it. I'm just going to talk over it. I mean, it's in Japanese with subtitles, so obviously you can see everything that's being said at the bottom anyway. Put some music in the background, and yeah, we'll go over everything they have talked about. But as the title says, I don't want to be too doom and gloom, but things are not looking super great for the future of Global in terms of the hype. I'm not to say that Global doesn't have a good future, because, you know, things are going to be looking up as we continue to move through, but at least for the first part of the year. So the big thing is, of course, on everyone's mind, the sync, right? He's talking about the unification of the global and Japanese schedules. So we've already got the link skill orbs, and now they're talking about the update to the power level, which of course was mentioned on JP recently. So basically your power level in game is now going to give you various bonuses, increased amount of Zenny obtained, increased drop weights for awakening medals. It says updated the points of certain factors to determine your power level. Now, it doesn't show it on here, but you can see in the subtitles there, he says in number of times you can play certain limited attempts events. So this is going to be very interesting to see what this does, because if we take like a red zone stage that has 3 or 5 attempts per day, how much is that going to increase if you have a high power level? Now it says here certain factors that determine your power level will be updated. We still don't know exactly what that is, but of course at the moment it's more weighted towards the number of level 10 links that you have. So the more you link level, the higher your power level. But for people who can't link level much, especially if you're like free to play, right, you're not going to be spending stones on stamina and things like that, your power level is always going to be lower, even if you've got like good luck with summoning and you have a bunch of rainbow LRs and all that kind of stuff. Your power level is going to be a lot lower than anyone who does link level quite a lot. And then they said the next more information on that update won't be until February, so we won't be seeing that power level increase for quite some time. Now we have the announcement obviously for the ending of Chain Battle. We know about this of course from when it was announced on the JP side. The next one on JP is going to be the last one. So they announced here, I think it's the exact same one, right? The 39th one. And he says that that's going to be ending in April 2024. So that shows you how spread out the first part of the month is, first part of the year is, for in terms of to get to where JP is basically up to now with the chain battles they've had. We're not going to be at that point until we get to April. So that kind of shows you just how they're clearly not planning to accelerate towards the sync in the first part of the year, because this is the upcoming chain battle for JP, but we're not going to get it on global for another like 4 months. So, and then of course this is like the kill shot line here. So if we just go back, I'm just going to pause this on the screen for people who are confused. I named my stream this morning the confirmation that Global's 9th anniversary will not be synced with JP. We'd all hoped that maybe it would be, because even if the games weren't fully synced, they could still have the schedules, the anniversary synced, right? Just like, you know, the game's not synced at the moment, but we get Heroes at the same time. We got Android 21 and the LR Super Saiyans at the same time. They could have just done the anniversary at the same time. But he says here clearly, our goal not only for next July's 9th anniversary, so that basically confirms that the anniversary is in July. Like, I mean, because he says it right there, the 9th anniversary is in July. So unfortunately, that is going to be the case for the anniversary. But their goal, once they've reached the 10th anniversary, make Dokkan better than ever. The 10th anniversary is when we are now expecting the games to actually be fully synced. Because all this says is we're still preparing for the unification of the schedules, and stay tuned for further announcements. So a little bit disappointing, but yeah, it seems like things are going to be fully synced by the 10th anniversary, which is what we expected. But in terms of minor moves towards the sync, it feels like they're not really doing much. And now this is the part where things get a little bit more, more so doom and gloom. Like I said, we don't want to be all down, but this is where things got a little bit more depressing for the global side as well, because I was very much expecting even if it's not hype, even if it was going to be like Super Trunks, which is not hype for a lot of people, I was expecting them to at least show what the next Dokkan Fest is coming to Global, because obviously in the JP version of this, where they announced the chain battle ending and all that stuff, they showed the arts for Goku and Hirudegarn. It was only the SSR arts, but they showed them, right, for the New Year's Dual Dokkan Fest. So here they're showing the Christmas banner, which we knew would be coming. I made a video about it yesterday, talking about when that would potentially be. There are going to be a bunch of other Tons of Thanks tickets, which is pretty awesome. You'll be able to use those on the Dokkan Festival banner. I don't know, he doesn't say in here, but normally Tons of Thanks tickets can be used on multiple banners. So I wonder if you'll be able to use them on the Carnival banner or if they're just for the Christmas banner. Either way, make sure you do all the missions and get all of those, right? So you can get some free summons. Even if it is just on the Christmas banner, getting those free summons is obviously good. But yeah, plans for the future aren't over yet, so stay tuned for more. But that is it. They do not announce who the Dokkan Fest is going to be next on Global, which I imagine is going to be either like the 29th or 30th potentially of December, or it's just going to wait until the actual like beginning of the new year. I think in the schedule that we seem to have followed this year matches very closely to 2021 into 2022. We got a Dokkan Fest dropping on, I think it was the 3rd. Was it the 3rd or 4th of January? Which I think was Super Vegeta. So we could be looking at around that time for the release of Trunks. So this confirms a few things, as we've already said. Anniversary is going to be in July, as always. New Year, Dual Dokkan Fest. We now know, I mean, we kind of knew already, right? Because there'd been not a word on Global about it, but 100% confirmed not going to be same time with JP. Otherwise, they would have mentioned, there's no way, zero chance that they would not have mentioned it in this video if it was coming to Global. So now we're basically waiting. All we have to wait to sort of see what's going to happen now. We have maintenance on the 28th. Which once that's over, I'm expecting maybe they're going to do another New Year's weekend World Tournament. We'll see. But yeah, basically all we're waiting now is we get the Christmas banner, which is potentially now dropping on the morning of the 25th itself, so on Christmas Day, because we're also getting the release of the EZA for the free-to-play Int Great 8 Vegeta from GT. That's coming out on Christmas Day as well. And then, yeah, maintenance on the 28th. So maybe that will show some stuff upcoming. Maybe there'll be some things in the files. But yeah, that's basically it until potentially the beginning of January for Global. And unfortunately, you guys will have to let me know down below. I'm really interested to know, because Twitter really is just like a small snapshot of the community. So even if the majority of people on Twitter feel a certain way about something, that doesn't mean that that is the majority of the community. So I'm interested to know what you guys think. But this is a screenshot that I retweeted the other day. Shout out to Alpal. But this is basically, if they're not going to do any sync shenanigans or anything like that, this is what the next couple of months is going to look like for Global. So Super Trunks is going to come out at the beginning of the year. We get the Transforming Vegeta EZA and the Int Super Vegeta EZA. Both of them are like okay cards, but nothing to go too crazy about. Then we have the LR Omega Shenron, who, whilst, you know, in a vacuum, he's a good card, except he's only usable on GT bosses, which is a terrible team. Now, we do get the Omega event, which Global's been waiting for quite a long time. But, of course, it's old news because it's been out on JP for so long. So, if you're curious about, like, is this particular unit good in this event? I mean, all the JP content creators have already made videos using that unit in this event. So I will still be doing a bunch of them when it drops on Global. So if you guys have any units that you do want to see, once this event comes out, obviously do let me know. But yeah, that's kind of one of the only things that's quite exciting to come out for everyone to try out, is this actual new content. But then we have the Int Androids, who are not particularly great. I know they're not like super popular. They came out with STR Jiren's EZA, that's pretty bad. Then we start getting quest updates so we can get Trunks and Broly, which is cool. That's another thing that will actually be quite exciting for Global. The free-to-play Trunks and Broly LR that are actually really good. Then their Part 2 LR is the LR Ribrianne and her crew. Again, the unit's okay, but nothing to get super excited about. And then we have Gohan and Piccolo. They're pretty good as well. Some funny shenanigans that you can use with them because of their revive and their team, the support that they give. They can do some funny stuff with other units, but again, they're not like particularly crazy. But, you know, a lot of people wanted a Dokkan Fest card for this moment. It has the Piccolo sacrifice and then Gohan Rage like exchange thing. Pretty cool. Vegeta and Nappa's EZA, they are actually pretty solid. The Prime Bow EZA for Kid Gohan, he's just kind of whatever. But when we look at this is like the next couple of months for Global. So like potentially the first two images, Trunks and then Omega, January. The androids and Ribrianne, February. March will be Saiyan Day. So either just before at the very beginning of March or just after at the end of March, we'll get Gohan and Piccolo. And then it'll be April, as they mentioned, that'll be when we see like the last chain battle. So these guys probably will come out at the end of March, and then we'll have that chain battle in April. But yeah, this is the global schedule for the next couple of months, and it's a little bit of a concern. I mean, I've seen a lot of people say, like when we talked about it on Twitter, like when I retweeted this screenshot here and I said, wow, this is depressing. A lot of people were saying, oh, but this is great, you know, like all these banners that I just want to skip means I get to save all my stones for all the hype stuff. Because if you don't care about any of this, there's a whole lot of stones that you're going to get to save ready for Saiyan Day. And remember, this year, Saiyan Day was God Goku, who not only was a unit that people had wanted for ages, with the intro, with the I will not let you destroy my world active skill, but like when he came out, he was the best TUR in the game. So if Saiyan Day is another awesome thing like that, where the unit choice is really cool, the animations are cool, and the unit is one of the best TURs, that's going to be really hype. And so everyone skipping all these banners is obviously going to have a bunch of extra stones. But the way I look at it, as somebody who plays the game a lot, I love the game. Obviously, my opinion is always going to be slightly skewed by the fact that I am a content creator, which skews it in one direction, because of course I want hype stuff to be coming out so I can make fun content. And then obviously from the perspective of somebody who is a whale and plays the game all the time, like I want exciting things to be happening in the game. So whilst I do see the perspective of like if you're free to play or you don't spend very much, having a bunch of banners in a row that you can skip is awesome for saving up a bunch of stones. But in terms of like the hype of the game, that's where I get disappointed, because I don't want a game that I love, that I enjoy to play every day. I don't want to be like, oh, sweet, nothing exciting is happening in this game that I love for like 3 months. Like, yeah, cool, I get to save a bunch of stones, but like, what's the point of me? Why am I logging into the game? Like, and I know Dokkan can get like that sometimes, especially in dry points during a celebration, but like nothing on this image excites me for like the upcoming releases. Like Super Trunks, when he transforms into Super Trunks, is pretty good, and it will be funny to do some like meme runs of him. A lot of people think he's worse than he actually is. So it will be quite fun to do some interesting stuff with him. Omega is just, like I said, locked on GT bosses, which sucks. Getting the Omega stage will be fun to try out some units and stuff on. Obviously, we'll jump probably straight into that with a Heroes team. And then, yeah, the Int Androids. I mean, we'll see. By the time we get to the Int Androids, we'll probably know what the anniversary on JP is going to be. So if it is going to be anything Tournament of Power related, the Androids could be kind of a fun release just to have on that team as a support. But like as just exciting to pull them to use for their own team, that's not really there for me. Same with Ribrianne and her crew. And then, yeah, Gohan and Piccolo. I think it is a fun card. I do like that moment as well. So it'll be cool to have them for some of the buffs they give to the other units on their team. But none of these units I'm like super excited to summon for. So it's going to be very interesting to see what happens in the future. Obviously, all you guys out there, regulars on the channel, everyone who's been supporting me all this time on my content creation journey, especially since July this year when I became a full content creator, definitely going to be relying on you guys for the support when it comes to like the views and stuff like that. So when we're getting these slightly duller releases coming out, I'm still going to be making content, but you know, I'm going to need you guys to make sure we're checking out those videos, hitting that like button, all that good stuff. And I'm going to be hard pushing my second channel. The link is in the description down below, Ningen Plays. It's where I play all other games that are not Dokkan. So I've been playing a bunch of different action games and stuff over there. New releases I'll be playing over there. It's mostly streams, but I do drop some pre-recorded videos every now and then. So go check that out. But, I mean, the thing is, I'll still be on top of Dokkan stuff. I'll still be making content on all of this stuff coming out for Global, even if it's not the most exciting. I'm probably going to have to update and fire up the private server again so I can do content on the stuff dropping on JP. Because, sadly, it's kind of the way Global has been quite a bit over the last few years. But Global is seemingly, at least for the next few months, very much stuck in that whole, like, we're behind JP and none of this stuff is, like, fresh and exciting kind of thing, which is unfortunate. until potentially Saiyan Day. So let me know what you guys think. Do you think Global will pull some kind of crazy shenanigans out of the bag? I think the reaction to the producer letter today has been overwhelmingly negative in the community. So maybe there's the potential that they see that and decide to like actually do something about it, but who knows? Maybe we will start to see them do some stuff like, you know, reducing the time between these releases or combining some of the releases. We've talked about in the past the way One Piece Treasure Cruise merged their games, merged their version schedule by basically just dropping a banner on Global that had every single unit that was missing. I don't expect them to do that, especially because we have a mix here. We have 3 Dokkan Fest exclusives, a Carnival LR and a Yellow Coin LR. So them all being on the same banner would be kind of crazy. But I could see them doing like 2 Dokkan Fests on the same banner. Maybe like, you know, Carnival LR banner for Omega, but put Ribrienne on it. Maybe, who knows. But yeah, unfortunately, it seems like from this, we're not going anywhere towards the sync anytime soon. New Year's is now not at the same time, even though it was last year, which feels like a huge step backwards when your stated goal is to eventually have the version synced. But you know, it is what it is. So let me know what you guys think down below in the comment section. What do you think about this and the schedule? What are your plans going to be? Are you just happy to save stones? Are you going to be watching and waiting? Hopefully something exciting will drop. Maybe you'll be checking out JP or the private server, who knows? Let me know all your thoughts in the comment section. So that is going to be it for the video, guys. This has been the Masked Ningen. Smash that like button, subscribe to the channel if you are new. Check out the links down below for the Discord and the merch store, and I will see you all again soon. Have a good one.